No matter what the OB entails.
Oh no, not the OB.
Yeah, it's like G's or J's never show up. That's why it's UI. It's supposed to be Yuuji.
Yeah. Huh.
I don't know why J's just... They didn't program J's into the save screen.
No matter what the OB entails.
My OB entails.
OB entails, OB entails. It's almost...
That's so stupid.
Why does my mind make these connections?
Wow, that's really dumb. Hello, welcome back to Bookend Gaming.
Hi!
I'm Travis.
I'm Eric.
It's Otaku Tuesday yet again.
Woo!
We are here to, I guess, help Sachi burn down the school.
We're gonna do something.
Yeah, we told her we're gonna help, so we're gonna help. We're figuring out what this plan is.
I'm not sure where this is going.
No, I'm getting a little antsy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm worried that, like, you're just going to help her burn the school down. You think that's going to help? But I'm like, he's not that dumb, is he? But then I remember that he's Yuuji, so...
Right.
Could be.
And Sachi's going, like, a little crazy because you're stopping her from...
Yeah, and I think that's what his point is, or at least I thought that's what his point was, is to, like, get her to realize that it's okay that she fails a job. Nothing bad's going to happen.
Like, it seemed like that was where it was going. It was like, your friends will still love you. And
Yeah.
like, oh, okay,
But I'm going to help you do it anyway. Thus negating the entire point. So I guess let's just get into it.
It seems like it, yeah. No matter what the OB entails, I'll face it with the resolve and focus I bring to the most dangerous missions.
9029?
Yeah, it's like...
Actually, I said 9029.
Yeah, 90210. Well, it's just a number that comes with a bit of a reputation. No matter how ugly things look, 9029 pulls through.
I don't have any reference to what you're talking about, so...
Giddy up, 9029.
I don't think you're coming off as cool as you might think.
Oh. Well, 007 was taken. Sachi gazes up at me as though I've descended on a cloud from heaven.
That's Amine's route.
Do you see my cloud? Having proposed this strategy, I naturally know full well how things are going to play out. Do you? And when I think about what's coming, it takes a real effort not to turn away from that gaze. It's so cute.
Yeah, they're just so adorable. You can?
No, it's nothing. Shaking my head lightly to drive away that lingering touch of guilt, I settle my face into a serious expression.
Let's get this done.
But since it's your perfect record at stake here, I think you should be the one to actually carry this plan out.
Of course. Certainly. If there's any part at all I can play, please allow me.
You're going to play the role of Mercutio? Right. I don't know, it's like Hamlet or something.
Yeah.
In that case...
Mercutio?
It's one of those. I don't think it's Hamlet, but...
It's either Hamlet or Romeo and Juliet.
Could be.
Because Mercutio is the one who relays this message to Juliet, I believe. I could be remembering that wrong.
There's something I want you to do for me. Put on this hat.
What would that be?
I bought you this adorable hat.
I have all this manure. I need help moving.
Yeah.
We're in the principal's office, aren't we?
Surprise! It's your birthday! Yeah, this was my base camp during the initial preparations. Although Cheesy Room... It's just a surprise party. And it's like, happy birthday! And then the principal pops up and goes, I got rid of the test! And then it's like... failed successfully, I guess?
This was the test. You passed.
Yeah. Although Cheesy Room might be irritated to hear me say it, I needed a room no one was likely to drop by and visit.
In other words, you've been preparing for some time.
That's right. The method I came up with involved a good amount of simple spade work.
Oh, I see. Though I don't know what spade work is.
Anyway, everything's more or less ready to go, but we still need the finishing touch.
Sorry, it's a gardening term. I've gotten really into gardening.
Right? Do you know the difference between a spade and a shovel?
That had nothing
I
to
do.
all the gardening supply stuff. It had nothing to do with the plan. People were saying yes to me a lot, so I was like, now's my time.
Yeah, I guess I can grow us some food.
I had to take the opportunity. I've always wanted to get into gardening, but it's too
Yeah,
expensive.
I'm making salsa.
The finishing touch?
I'd like you to help me with that.
Poke.
I did that in the bathhouse.
I'm giving you plenty of finishing touches.
Yeah. I retrieve a sizable duralumin case from behind the desk and swing it open.
Oh my, that's quite a sizable Duralumin case.
Thanks. Is that like a Pokemon?
What is this? It's rather squishy, almost like clay.
Does he really have like C4?
Plastic explosives.
Guess it's not surprising that Sachi wouldn't recognize this stuff, no matter how broad her studies may be. He did bring the bomb.
Yeah, that's what the manure was for.
Bring us the bomb. Well, she might have heard of it, but that probably wouldn't translate into recognizing it by sight. I'm hoping to wrap this up before midnight, so I'm not going to explain in detail at the moment. Just think of it as clay for now. Like you said, clay that explodes.
More like plastic. This clay will enable us to eliminate the standardized test?
Mm-hmm. It's like silly putty. We're just going to rub it all over the front of...
Yeah, to give everybody the answers.
Yeah, once you set some of that up in a few places, the job's done.
Oh my god.
I'll show you what needs to be done. Think you can handle it, Sachi?
Yes, I'm quite proud of my sculpting ability. Please leave it to me.
Are these two going to, like, go to jail together?
I don't know.
Your artistic talents aren't really relevant, but whatever. That confidence should be more than enough to pull this off.
Yes.
All right, first of all, I'll explain how to install it. You see this deep hole here?
Why are you spreading your butt cheeks? Yes, and some sort of wooden boxes here and there in the hallway.
Well, getting all of these ready was one part of the spade work I mentioned.
Oh, I see. You're still using that term, huh?
Spade work. Anyway, when you see a hole like this, install one of these long, thin pieces of clay inside like so. But only this time. Not if you see a random hole in the future.
So for future reference, anytime I see a hole, I just install a long, thin piece.
Right.
Like a kickstand.
If there's a square drawn on the wall instead, set one of these square pieces of clay on top of it. That's all I need you to do for me. Any questions? It's like paper mache.
It's like Fisher-Price's baby's first plastic explosive.
Yes.
None.
Excellent. I've marked the points you need to cover on these plans, so go ahead and get started. I'll be taking care of something else in the meantime.
You left a paper trail? That's really amateur. Yes, certainly.
I think it'll be blown away here, and I mean... Looks like that's about it.
Yes.
Sachi can't fully mask the weariness in her voice or on her face. No doubt a result of all the pressure she's been under lately, that I haven't hugged her or patted her head during. Our final tasks completed, we meet up in the courtyard as arranged beforehand.
I really did just place some clay according to the marks on these plans. Will this truly enable us to prevent the test?
Yeah.
The principal shows up. Ew, there's clay everywhere.
Yeah.
Test canceled.
Got it. As long as we didn't make any mistakes, it will.
Is that so?
Apparently not fully buying my assurances, Sachi answers somewhat half-heartedly.
Can't we just do another lap pillow?
Of course. She doesn't have the concrete details. To
The
her,
clay details.
it really was nothing more than scattering some clay around the building. It'd be stranger if she wasn't a little dubious at this point. Okay, I can tell you want to see some results. Let's get moving. They are going to have a fireworks festival at the end of the summer vacation.
Jesus. Yes, certainly. Yukun, where exactly are we going?
I have this big plunger that says Acme on it over here. Sachi tagged along in silence for a good while, but eventually she's no longer able to contain her uncertainty. A place where we can overlook the shul.
Why is that necessary? Cool girls don't look at explosions.
Oh. You'll understand soon.
Oh.
All right, I guess here we'll be fine. We didn't go anywhere.
I'm so cute.
You are. Now, after about 20 minutes of walking, Jesus Christ,
Jeez.
we reach a high place not far away. There's a little cover. There's little cover of any sort below us. The reclaimed spit of land where our shul stands lies clearly visible.
They're actually going to blow up the school. Well, this certainly
what
looks
is happening?
overlooks the school. It's quite a pretty view, but Yukun, what are we going to do here?
Before I answer that question, there's something I want to confirm.
Do you like me, YN?
Good.
Good, you're an accomplice now.
This has to be. This is the point, right? Is this the question point?
Maybe?
Yeah. You sure you want to do this? Fulfill this request?
What exactly do you mean by that?
You want to do what you're told without fail, to answer every demand anyone makes of you? And so, you're absolutely determined to carry out even a completely unreasonable request, like getting rid of a test. That's the choice you're making here. You sure you're not going to regret it? I don't think the unreasonable request is getting rid of a test. I think the unreasonable request is blowing up a school.
Right. You can get rid of a test so many other ways. You could literally you already were in the principal's office.
Right.
Like, find the test and destroy just it.
Yeah. They're going to blow up the school, and Sachi's going to be like, I had the tests in my pocket.
Regret it? The test might have been destroyed by the water.
Yeah. Listen to me, Sachi. This is an important question. Think it over carefully and give me an honest answer. No. Sachi falls silent, a serious expression on her face. Looks like she's already started to deliberate. I don't know what she's thinking.
Gotta be a good girl.
I don't know how she's reasoning her way through this question.
Good girls always do what they're told.
Probably in song. But no matter how dependent she may be on others, no matter how passive and obedient her way of life, in the end, her decisions are her own. Oh, are you all right? If nothing else, I want to remind her of that. I don't know if we're going to make our Herm... I don't know if we're going to make it...
I don't know. It seems like we're getting real close to the end. Yukun, I want to carry out this request. I need to be a good girl. That's the only way I can be myself.
I see.
I am what I am.
Then I haven't... That's Popeye. Then I have no choice but to make her realize. Guess that's going to cause a bit of trouble for you guys. But there's the breaks. Your luck ran out the day I transferred into your class.
Wow, is he just like full on heel turn?
Yeah.
He's just like, fuck all of them.
Sorry.
Spade.
Amane Michiru Machina. Alright then, throw this switch and you'll get what you want. With those words, I retrieve a crudely made remote control from my jacket and hand it to Sachi.
I just need to throw this switch.
Yep. Doesn't look like much, does it? But I guarantee you that thing will get rid of the test. Throw that switch and you'll stay a good girl. Throw that switch.
Certainly.
After staring down at the small box in her hands for a long moment, Sachi shifts her gaze to our shul, firm conviction in her eyes.
What the fuck? Oh, my maid uniforms, no!
Yeah. Oh, God, no! They're not coming back to school, are they?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Woohoo! My tummy's puffed up with all that tasty Chinatown food!
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had Chinese that good before. I've had Filipino that good.
Chiru. I'm kind of sleepy after eating so much. Let me use your lap for a pillow, okay?
Oh my god! The lap pillow technique at this time of night? You slut! Why do I have to be your pillow? Only for a minute, you got that?
Thank you kindly, Jello.
Don't call me that!
Jello. How about Juru?
That's not even a nickname anymore, it's just a creepy sound effect. But not only did you treat us to a luxury, all-you-can-eat buffet in Chinatown, you're taking us on a nighttime helicopter tour.
Won't you take me to Chinatown?
I know your family's pretty well off, Sandler-san, but are you sure it's okay to live it up like this?
It's part of the Sandler name.
Yeah.
Yumiko Sandler.
My dad didn't make all those terrible movies for nothing.
Not a problem. The Chinese was the only thing I paid for, after all.
Huh? What was that?
Nothing important.
Hey, Yumiko! Is that Tokyo Tower? You know, the Tokyo Tower? It's the tower that's
The
in
one
Tokyo?
in Tokyo? Yes. Matsushima-san, I understand that you're a little excited by your first aerial night view, but could you keep it down a little?
Oh, right, they're in the helicopter. We need ambiance.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What?
Are they wearing the giant, like, headphones?
Yeah.
So rude. This isn't my first time in the sky at night. I flew overseas a couple of times for your information. Plus, people say my head is always in the clouds.
They're not in a helicopter. Michiru's just flying them with her twin tails.
She's just holding them up. Yumiko's holding them up.
Yeah.
Eagle! How could you afford this? Oh, I didn't know you've been abroad, Michiru.
We're all abroad.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, though. So, is that like a tsundere thing that they travel a lot, or? Anyway, this was pretty cool. Wait, this was a pretty cool thought.
Sly Cooper.
San?
I think we've said that one before.
Probably. We've said it all. Every S word's been said now.
Shit.
Pretty memorable way to spend the last day of summer vacation.
I suggest you direct your thanks to Kazumi-kun.
Let's go back to the school and tell him now.
Yeah.
Wait, why Yuuji?
If you look in the distance, you'll see an explosion. Because he's the one who suggested this to me.
So does the principal know that the building's
I
gonna be
don't know.
exploded?
I don't like this.
Is that why they're taking the money out of his account to rebuild the school? Like, does he have that much money?
Sure.
Oh, did he now? So that's why you've gone dare on us all of a sudden.
But I mean, really? You're going to buy a new school? Just buy like a, I don't know, a fire pit and throw the test in it.
Pay the teachers to not give you the test.
Yeah. Did she figure out what dare meant?
I'm gonna touch that dare air. Anyway, I gotta say, Tokyo's really pretty and all, but I lost my place.
What?
But we haven't been looking at our town much, have we? Yeah, that's out the left side, and my neck hurts. Well, yeah, I can't do much about that. Mishima Cave's practically the countryside by comparison. Not nearly as flashy.
My neck hurts. Nobody's holding up my boobs. That ain't true. Look, something just flashed over there.
Huh? Wait, where? Oh, it's just a lightning bug.
Wow.
What?
Wow, there was no choice in this. This is what happened.
Yeah. Holy shit.
A brief flash of light. Unlike an aerial bombing, there's no brilliant burst of flame to accompany the powerful sound of the blast. A pretty plain explosion, as these things go.
Lame. Let's go blow something else up.
The school building where I've spent the last 3 months of my life, and Sachi, nearly a year of hers, crumbles noisily before our eyes. He killed the crawfish.
Did
that
I remember?
piece of shit.
Did I remember to tell the janitors to leave?
Oh,
That's probably fine.
it's fine. The crawfish is dead, though.
Oh no. Now he's really blue.
So is Michiru's hump pillow.
Oh God! That's Mihama Academy, isn't it?
I mean...
No shit. Actually,
yes.
it's an illusion.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Mihama Academy, at least. We just got rid of it, along with that test.
I'm so cool.
It floats through the air and then lands in front of them.
Yeah. The principal's standing there like, I didn't know he was going to do this. And the test like lands in her hand. She's like, well, at least we can still take this.
Yeah.
Didn't that clay-like substance I installed earlier, was that explodey clay?
It was. Plastic explosives. Modern Japanese architecture is world famous for its strict building codes and sturdy engineering, you know.
That's cool, but we just blew something up.
Demolishing even a modest-sized structure requires a lot of detailed calculations, and boring into the supporting columns is a pretty involved process. Just getting the necessary amount of explosives ready was a real challenge.
You can say boring again.
Anyway, with the building itself gone, the school won't be up and running anytime soon. That test isn't going to happen.
I mean, you could just put 5 students in any building and hand them the test.
Yeah, they're probably going to be relocated to another school now where they will take the test.
Exactly. I was gonna say, like, if a high school burned down, the students wouldn't just not have school for a long time.
Right.
They would eventually go back.
In fact, I expect that's going to be the last thing on anyone's mind for a while. I mean, we just blew up a school.
Yeah, we should probably
leave. Run.
Yeah. I suppose you're right. You're so smart.
Sachi responds vaguely to my explanation, her tone absent-minded. The words seem to have left her mouth out of reflex. Her attention is clearly glued to the building below, or what's left of it, anyway. There were plenty of other formalities and preparations involved as well. Considering all the time it took to set this up, it sure disappeared pretty quickly.
Kind of thought it'd be cooler. That's true.
Something wrong? Wrong? Something's wrong! This is what you wanted, right?
Yes, it's just as you say, you can.
I almost expected her to be like, I mean, okay, yeah, now her request is fulfilled, but for her to be like, why the fuck did you think that would be a good idea?
Yeah, maybe this is enough to make her realize that she shouldn't do these things because burning down a school wasn't enough. Since there won't be any test, I fulfilled Michiru-sama's request. So really, this is her fault. And that means I'm still a good girl.
Gotta be a good girl.
That's all I wanted. That's exactly what I've been trying so hard all this time to accomplish. Now let's go drop off a cliff while holding hands. I've succeeded.
Why would we do that?
So this is rather strange. Why's my chest aching like this? You probably inhaled a lot of drywall.
Yeah. Apparently unable to grasp her own emotions, Sachi continues to stare down at the rubble that was once our school, her face blank with confusion.
Oh, I almost forgot. I didn't use all the clay, so here's some in my pocket. Oh, God! Why was it so delayed?
Yeah, right. For dramatic effect.
Well, that's the thing. Like, he had to have gone up behind her when she placed it and put the actual charges. Because the plastic explosives, the clay, the material itself doesn't explode without an actual trigger.
Right.
Like, for that thing to be connected to set the spark. So he had to have actually, like, he built all these fucking bombs?
He just built
What the
bombs.
fuck? Is that what Jables brought to him? Was that the
Yeah.
vegetables?
Sure.
That's probably the vegetables.
So
Quote, unquote.
there's not really a garden? Or there is really a
No,
garden?
the manure was to make the plastic explosive.
Okay. Can't understand where that's coming from, huh?
He would still need, like, the actual wiring and stuff to make the
Well,
triggers.
He set us up the bomb.
He sure did. Yes.
Well, I guess that's not surprising.
Huh?
You've never felt uncertainty about doing what you're told, have you? Never felt it necessary to even consider how obeying an order makes you feel?
Oh. Then I...
Put a hand on your cheek.
Oh.
Put your hand
Yeah,
on
she's
my
crying.
shoulder.
She's crying a heart. Doesn't that look like a little heart right at her?
Yeah. Sachi obediently brings a hand to her face, and her fingers brush against a small stream of tears.
I got dust in my eye. I'm
I got heart glitter up
I'm
here.
leaking. But why?
The girl wasn't even aware she was crying. Her confusion only deepening, Sachi looks up at me with a face full of pure bewilderment.
Ew, you kind of look weird at night.
You may not be conscious of it yet, but a part of you already knows the answer to that question. What was that place?
The school? I've been attending for the last year.
And a crawfish.
A place where many, many things happened. None of them really mattered. But it took a really long time. With you, Yukun, and with our classmates.
Specifically, which sort of things?
We played that baseball dodgeball thing. We took many different classes together. Like how to make halos over your head. We played together.
Sports ball.
We pointed. Once we even ate flowing somen on the roof.
Anything else come to mind?
That rockin' dick. Recently I shared my troubles and received a great deal of advice there. About porn. Advice about slightly naughty matters. And halos. Advice about fashion and my personal style.
And what a tsundere is.
Even advice regarding the problems you asked me to solve, Yukun.
So you spent a lot of time there. What sort of memories are those?
Useless. Very happy ones, I think. At my previous school, I never would have thought it possible that a classmate could be such a lively, pleasant place. A classroom, not mate. The townspeople likened Mihama Academy to a prison. Yeah, I said that. But when I transferred in, I found quite the opposite. Where the outside world had come to see me as a problem to be solved, this school accepted me. It's hard to do in a southern accent.
School.
Fucking weird words. Michiru-sama trusted me and relied on me. Maki-chan told me I was her best friend. She wasn't mine, but I didn't tell her that. Omine-san taught me so many things about booby jiggle physics. Skeletor-san always watched over me from behind. Skeletor! Yes! Can't do a Skeletor voice.
The words began to flow smoothly, naturally.
Hotly.
Sachi no longer needs my questions to guide her. As she begins to understand the meaning of her tears, her honest feelings come pouring out of her mouth. I mean, like, would she really not, like, have...
She doesn't have the wherewithal to realize what she was doing.
Right, I mean, like, okay, yeah, she fulfills the requests, but, like, she still has, like, human emotions,
Yeah,
right?
she's still friends with people, and yeah, I feel like
then nothing that we've seen so far has even been real Sachi then.
it's not legitimate. She's just a robot. Maybe that's what he's trying to find out. That's why he was
Yeah.
never like, oh yeah, I do love you, because like he knows that's not the real her. The real her died when her parents died.
Yeah.
A place of warmth and shelter, very much like the home I once loved so much.
It's just like, so she hasn't even allowed herself to have emotions.
Right, yeah, she didn't care
This
about
entire
anything.
time.
Well, because even she was like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about you.
Right.
That was the Mihama Academy I knew.
That a fact?
I mean, a lot of it was opinion, but yes. That school was a very special place for me.
Right. And you just destroyed that special place with your own hands.
Just you. Only you did it.
Since your 10th birthday, you've been clinging persistently to a single idea, telling yourself it's the one and only answer.
This is really deep, but I still look pretty damn cute.
Do what you're told. Be a good girl. Never disobey. And your stubborn adherence to that simplistic rule brought you to this moment.
I mean, you kind of did that.
Mm-hmm.
That can't be. Why? I tried so very hard all this time and got so far, but in the end, to do exactly what I was told. Why'd this happen? If being a good girl can't protect the things I love, then what was the point of all my hard work? So, Principal, I've got this idea to help Sachi become a better person, but I have to destroy the entire school. Is that cool? Yeah, okay.
And destroy Sachi, basically.
Yeah, exactly. This isn't right. It's all wrong. I didn't want this. This isn't what I wanted at all. That's right. It's what Michiru wanted.
Remember what you said to me just a few minutes ago?
No.
Oh. You told me that being a good girl is what allows you to be yourself. That it's the only way to ensure your happiness.
Well, I didn't say it always works. Yes.
Sorry, but you were wrong. That's not how this works.
You're a bad girl. No!
Sure, an intelligent, pathologically helpful honor student will probably make plenty of friends anywhere they go. You're so useful to have around, most people probably treated you nicely enough for their own convenience. And when they realized what you were carrying when you were no longer of any use to them, I guess they abandoned you quickly enough. That sort always will.
I just wanted to play with a kid on the playground. What the fuck?
But how about the people in this school? You think they're the same way? I mean, Shul?
I'm not.
Do you really believe Michiru and Makina think of you as nothing but their personal lackey? Do you really believe they'd abandon a friend for failing to carry out a single order?
No, I don't.
But they might,
But they might get hit by a truck.
They also might hate me now because I blew up the school?
Well, that's kind of his point. It's like, this is following everything to a T is what got her here.
Yeah.
When she could have just went, I can't do it.
Uh-huh. That's right.
It's
Yeah.
just a very extreme version of that.
Correct.
It's not like she's too dumb to understand that.
You've been so afraid of losing something that you couldn't even see what you had. You've been going through life curled up in a shell, both eyes squeezed shut.
Like an adorable little hermit crab.
In exchange for your brittle happiness, you've lost sight of what's around you. You've lost something you didn't even know you had. That's what I wanted you to realize.
In trying to protect my happiness, I lost something. My happiness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta spell it out, but yeah.
You know, human beings may be the smartest animals currently strutting around the earth,
Except for hermit crabs.
but that doesn't mean we're the wisest. That's dolphins.
Little Leonardo da Vinci's.
No matter how much we learn,
That's a stolen joke.
or
I
how
just love it.
advanced our civilization becomes, we're still complete idiots about the simplest things. When it comes right down to it, we don't realize how precious anything is until we lose it. I might be giving you a pretty pompous lecture right now, but I'm no exception to that rule myself.
Then you've also blown up a school? Yeah, now.
Yeah. There was a reason I couldn't promise to play with you on your birthday. My sister had died in an accident. And with her gone, my family crumbled in on itself like a house of cards. I'm the only one who got through it alive.
Oh, because I killed them. I had no idea, Yukun.
Of course you didn't. I never told you.
You didn't ask. You don't even care about me. Why don't you look at me during? So, Yukun, was this all your attempt to teach me what you learned then?
Not entirely. I also wanted to learn something about you.
About me?
Your favorite ice cream. Yeah.
I wanted to know if you were good enough to set plastic explosives right.
Right.
We've got more jobs to do.
There was a time when you could have asked me for anything, and all you requested was my praise. That's the one thing I've never really understood.
Well, I got praise kink. Don't kink shame me. On top of everything else, you're
But
gonna make me out to be a slut.
But after hearing your feelings just now, I think I finally found my answer. I turned Sachi toward me and softly rest my hand on her head. It's been a long and lonely road, hasn't it? You did good, Sachi. You really did. Speaking in the gentlest tone of voice I can manage, I affectionately ruffle Sachi's hair.
Oh, all is well now.
Her eyes open wide as saucers, and in the next moment, fat tears are running down her face.
Ooh. Yukun,
You were waiting to hear those words, weren't you?
If only you had said that a day ago, everything would be fine.
Utterly lost, overwhelmed by pain, sadness, and confusion, waiting for someone to show her the way forward. Waiting for someone to see the crushing guilt she carried, to know the punishment she levied on herself every moment of every day, and to tell her, you've done enough.
Fuck off. Perhaps you're right. I've been so afraid for so long. When I got good grades on my test or helped out around the house, Mom and Dad would always smile and praise me. But all of a sudden they turned so very cold.
Much like you're being right now.
The home I loved so much was filled with the droning of machines. And in the end, they left me forever. All because I'd been such a selfish little girl. If only I'd been good. If only I'd listened, they would have stayed. So I decided never to fail again. To become the good girl I should have been all along. I knew I'd get that secret fourth verse out of you.
I see. Then I suppose I'm the only one who can tell you this now.
I'm pregnant.
Happy birthday.
A banner comes, like a charred banner comes fluttering in front of her. Wow, that worked out really well.
You don't have to be a good girl anymore.
Good. She rips it off. She's wearing like full leather, has a bunch of tattoos. I'm a bad girl now. Shisha.
I understand your feelings, and I understand how hard you've tried. You've done more than enough. You can rest now.
Is that really so?
Yeah.
Do I really not have to be a good girl anymore?
I mean, sometimes you probably should. Still. Yeah, it's true.
Okay, well, I want to break up with you then.
Oh, damn it.
Fuck, this is the opposite of what is good. Ooh, Sabu. You said it.
Her 10th birthday.
Today.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No.
What have I done? I destroyed the evidence.
A day that should have been full of happy memories ended in unimaginable tragedy. Ever since, Sachi's lived a half-life, bound tightly by the irrational guilt of a child, until this moment.
Finally, this is Half-Life 3.
Oh, okay. The good girl she never truly was. The role she forced herself to play all this time evaporates with her tears into the warm night. All this time she suffered quietly, locking her constant fear and pain somewhere out of sight. Nobody can erase those years or the mark they've left on her. And nobody can undo the accident that ruined her life. There's one and only one thing I can do for Sachi right now. Hold her shaking body in my arms until her tears run dry.
I'm really thirsty. Hick sob.
Hick sob.
I apologize. I'm all right now. You sound like it.
Right. Right. When she's cried her fill, Sachi firmly wipes her cheeks dry and raises her head from its resting place against my chest.
I do apologize for the unsightly spectacle.
Where's my chest? Nothing to worry about. A girl's tear-stained face is a special privilege reserved for her boyfriend.
It's like face-shaped tears on
Yeah.
his chest. Oh, so seeing me cry is a reward for you. You're one of them. There's always one.
I did just blow up a school for you, remember? I don't think it's too much to ask.
Come to think of it, we really did destroy Mihama Academy, didn't we?
I mean,
it's
yes.
kind of funny. Although it's such a shock that none of this feels particularly real yet.
Oh, well, let's go walk on the rubble then.
I mean, those police sirens seem pretty real.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. Probably going to cause, Jesus.
Subaru.
Okay.
Another Japanese name, but it's a car.
And company a lot of trouble. Not to mention everyone who works there.
Oh. Wait, is everyone alright? Was the geometry damaged? You're just not thinking of that?
As she finally realizes the potential for collateral damage involved with this little show, the color drains from Sachi's face.
But I'm not looking at that.
Don't worry about them. They're in a safe place.
That's very good to hear.
A helicopter.
Yeah,
Very safe.
I killed him a while ago.
An expression of pure relief spreading across her face, Sachi brings a hand to her chest as if to slow the frantic beating of her heart. It's a simple, earnest gesture, one that speaks volumes about her feelings towards their classmates.
I'm sorry, am I boring you? But even so, we truly have made a spectacular nuisance of ourselves. Perhaps we should consider cutting our stomachs open in apology.
I don't want to do that. That would kind of make this whole thing pointless, don't you think?
Come to think of it, I suppose you're right.
You're scary a little. It feels like it's been an awfully long time since I've had one of these distinctive, pure Sachi moments. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum. That brings me a slight sense of relief. Somehow it makes me feel like all this wasn't a waste of effort on my part.
Time for me to perform the ritualistic suicide of Japanese seppuku.
The what?
Will you hand me that samurai blade, please?
Well, we can't exactly go put the school back together again, but...
You know I will if you ask me to.
Like I told you before, I spent some time on the planning phase here, and a big part of that was figuring out how to keep the damage and fuss to a minimum.
This is actually a big TV. Now that you mention it, considering the size of that explosion, doesn't seem to be much of an uproar.
Yeah, I guess we've got to thank Cheesy Roo and JB for that one.
In other words, Harudera-san and Principal Tachibana were aware this would happen?
We call them Cheesy Roo and Jables around here.
Yeah, it's a little easier to say.
When we entered the principal's office, didn't you notice that most of the books and documents were missing?
No, I can't say that I did, even though I should have been looking for that test.
Well, I guess you had other things to worry about at the time. But in any case, yeah, I got myself in some pretty serious debt to make this happen.
So you owe me, like, at least 3 blowjobs. Just how large of a debt would that be?
Just 3? Let's see. Even if I worked the rest of my life for free, I doubt I'd be able to pay this one back. Handle this sort of thing wrong, and there's a possibility I end up getting disposed of through an accidental death.
Well, we better make it purposeful then. That's horrible. And you still did all this. That's just...
From what I'd seen, this was the only way I'd get through to you. You needed to fail through success.
You could have tried other ways first.
These two are they're actually a little scary.
Yeah, these two should probably not be together.
They're kind of like sociopathic.
I still like her, but I mean, she does fit that mold. She's got the pink hair, and now she's a crazy person.
Yeah.
Like, did this take into account every anime game we've played? And like, what's the perfect girl for Travis?
Right? If all I wanted was to get rid of that test, I could have just asked Chizuru.
Yeah. I hadn't even considered such a possibility.
But you had to make her have feelings.
Right. I'm feeling feelings in my feelings hole.
Should I shove some clay in it? Exactly the reason I
I
had
saved
to
some.
blow up the school instead.
I molded it really well. Look, it's a horsey. Nay, nay.
Okay. Sachi draws a sharp little breath and looks away, a tinge of sadness and guilt in her eyes. You know, Sachi.
Yeah, I know her.
Lap pillow time? A little while ago I said you were wrong to think being a good girl would protect your happiness.
Do I have to stop singing the song?
But to be honest, I can't say your way of thinking was entirely mistaken.
Huh?
As a kid, you struggled desperately to find that answer. It got you back on your feet. You fought hard all this time, living by that belief, and eventually you found people who understood you and care about you. You found what you were looking for. That's not a way of life you need to be ashamed of.
Oh.
Her face stopped moving. But there's one important thing to keep in mind. You can't allow yourself to lose sight of what you're trying to protect.
What I'm trying to protect?
Yeah.
Your good girl status.
No one's asking you to change who you are. You're probably going to keep being a pretty good kid.
That's not the same.
And that means people are going to keep asking you for favors.
That's too many syllables that don't fit in the song.
And that's fine. All you need to do is think over every request individually. Think about what they're asking you and why. Think about whether it's reasonable. Think about the consequences of saying yes, and then accept or decline.
Like a normal person.
I know you're capable of making those decisions for yourself, Sachi.
Oh.
But if your confidence ever wavers, come to me and I know what's best for you.
Yeah, I'll just tell you what to say.
I'll rack my brains with you
Sorry, something else on the mind.
until you make up your mind one way or another.
I always thought it was rack with a W.
Oh, no.
I don't know, and I don't think that's even a word, but like for some reason I've always spelled it rack, W-R-A-C-K, in my brain. Not like a rack.
Right.
Like putting things on a rack. You can.
There's not much else I can do, but I'll always be there to listen. That's not how the song goes.
Hearing those words, I believe I finally understand.
Understand?
You're as crazy as I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that you're broken like me.
There was another question you asked me, Yukun. That day at the beach.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, go ahead.
You asked why I pulled your sleeve. I think I found my answer. I was just being cute.
You're right. I was just knee boot goofing. Come to think of it, I did ask something like that.
Just goofing. New boot goofing. God, I love that show, but that is literally like the only thing I remember from it is new boot goofing. Yes, and it left me entirely stumped at first. In the end, I asked the others for their thoughts.
I see. So I guess that would explain the regular meetings. Even I don't know. Speef mentioned the other day.
Speef. And according to our classmates, the answer was in fact quite obvious. They thought I had simply fallen in love with you, Yukun.
That's preposterous.
What a bunch of fucking idiots.
Oh, good. Whew, we're getting close.
I know. We almost didn't make it.
Herb.
Was that the correct answer? Herb's always the correct answer.
Right. Why ask me? Probably faster to listen to your heart or hormones.
Or
if
hormones if you're feeling
you're pragmatic.
I suppose you're probably right about that. I mean, you have to be because it's in song form, and if it's in song form, it's definitely the right. I believe they were right. For some time now, I believe I've been guided by a single emotion above all others. Horniness.
Rage.
Oh. We went other ways.
What makes you think that?
Just a little while ago, I was feeling perfectly normal. And then I saw your penis, and it fucked me up. But now, just by being at your side, my heart's pounding like a drum. That's just the shockwave from the explosion.
She's like, it's like that Frankenstein quote, something like about rage and love. If they're not allowed to feel one, they have to feel the other, or something. I don't know.
even
There's
know
some
that one.
Yeah, like
Twas beauty killed the beast.
if
Wait,
she-
that's King Kong.
like if she's not allowed to feel love, then she just rages.
Yeah, no, I've never heard
I don't know,
that.
I'll have to look it up. Blushing an unusually vivid shade of red, Sachi smiles up at me. Among all the expressions I've seen on her face these past few months, I think this might just be the single most natural and the happiest.
It's up there. It's pretty cute.
I see.
Please allow me to make the formal announcement.
Pausing briefly, Sachi closes her eyes and takes a deep breath.
I, Komane Sachi, love you, Yukun.
Yeah, she does like me. Why?
I like you a lot, and you're kind of a cool friend, I guess. So if it's all right with you, I'd very much like to keep being your girlfriend.
She speaks her feelings plainly and directly, the smile never leaving her face.
God, some girls are so high maintenance. You gotta blow up an entire school for them to say they love you.
Right?
Jesus Christ. I thought my exes were crazy. That's such like a stand-up. It's like a Rodney Dangerfield joke. I thought my exes were crazy. Wah, wah.
It's almost like I'm looking at a memory of the Sachi I knew as a child. There's a slightly enjoyable tickle of embarrassment in my chest. Well,
It gives me the giggles.
seems I managed to win the girl over somehow, but this one gives as good as she gets.
Roll credits for a Jack Nicholson movie.
I came up with a lot of pretty decent justifications for trying to help her. Repaying the kindness she showed me as a child, discovering the meaning of my master's words, etc., etc.
Yeah, I talk a lot. Well, I'm
But
getting sick of myself now.
Yeah, well, but to be honest, it's a lot less complicated than that. I've been slowly but surely falling in love with Sachi for a while now.
Yeah, it didn't take me that long.
You want the girl you love to be smiling, in case you were wondering.
Yeah. And if failing that, an ahigo face.
When something's making her suffer, you want to get rid of it. That's really all there was to it.
You can? Is a long silence really necessary?
It is. Shh.
It's making me rather nervous. Sorry, I think in real time, so it takes a while.
But you can have a her.
Oh, I love a herm.
But your anxious face isn't half bad either.
I guess your face isn't half bad either. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? You're a bully after all, Yukun. I don't love you. I take it back.
No, don't get sulky. You're going to have to put up with this sort of thing on a regular basis from now on.
I still got that samurai sword. Or does that mean?
Of course, if my pomposity has finally set off some warning bells, you can withdraw your candidacy before it's too late.
Just because you use big words, you're not going to trick me into thinking you smart.
Is pomposity really a word?
I don't think so. No, I'm afraid you're stuck with me as well.
Ah! Breaking into an ear-to-ear grin, she throws herself forward against my chest.
Ah, God, my duodenum.
Something about the pleasant warmth of her body brings the vague feelings I've been carrying all this time into sharp focus.
Almost like something standing at attention. I'm not very bright, am I?
What?
I mean, it's dark out. Yukun, you asked me to be your girlfriend.
I did.
You told the others you would accept their requests in my place.
I did.
And you gave me so many words of encouragement and advice.
That's debatable.
But it took so very long for me to understand their meaning.
I don't see the problem.
Well, it's dark out. Huh?
This isn't a race. How long it took you to see what you were missing isn't important.
Hi, I'm Travis, and I always reach for the lowest hanging fruit.
What really matters is how clearly you understand where you went wrong and how well you make use of that knowledge from now on.
That's a wonderful sentiment. I'm going to put that in a Hallmark card.
Can't take the credit. I'm quoting some Hallmark card I read.
It had a B on the front of it.
Yeah.
It was like $6. It's fucking racket.
Yeah. Someone who helped me find my own way of life a while ago now.
Santa Claus. In other words, you're Yukun? Yes, I am.
The hell's that supposed to mean?
You've always helped me find my way, Yukun. Yesterday and today. Then and now. 2 whole times. That's what it means.
Nice to hear. I'll have to take Sachi's word for it, though I really don't remember doing that much for her.
You blew up a school.
Yeah. But even if I'm not half the person my master was, I left a mark on Sachi's heart back then. And maybe in helping her now, I've managed to pay off some small part of the debt of gratitude I owe Asako.
In any case, it's kind of cold out. It was very kind of you to say that I don't need to change who I am. But I'm afraid I'll likely never be the good girl I was again.
Sorry, what does that mean?
I got this cocaine.
I'm a bad bitch now. Hop on, bitch. Let's go.
Come on, bitch. We're going shopping. You told me you wanted me to be myself. I think that means both the selfish person I was and the good person I've tried to become. I'm going back to tomboy. I'm not fooling me unless I accept every part of myself, am I?
I see. Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. I want to be a
Yes.
dummy mommy now.
I'm into genital mutilation. No!
Oh, no.
At that moment, I'm in the mood to be quite selfish indeed. And the
Selfish?
grass is all wet, though. It's nighttime.
Yeah.
You taught me something very precious today, and my gratitude is proven very nearly irrepressible. They're about to bang after blowing up a school, and
They
above
are
all
messed
else,
up. And
I
then the
want to make...
helicopter's going to fly over and walking
Yeah.
point at him and be like,
Yeah. Oh, God, they're wrestling. Oh, wait, that's not... Oh, no. Yuuji's winning! And above all else, I want to make you understand just how in love with you I am.
the words are barely out of Sachi's mouth before she brings her face to
We
mine.
should probably... Oh,
episode?
Yeah, we're at an episode, which means we're going to start the next episode with some dirtiness.
I don't know if... You think there's a sex scene right now?
I think there might be, because we've only had one with her, and I feel like there's
guess.
got to be more than one,
No,
right?
there was two.
Was there?
Yeah, well, I mean, he did her
Actual-
and then she did him. That was
Yeah, I
two
guess there
separate.
was the one that was like, yeah, that's true.
That would be really out of place if they just threw a sex scene in right now.
I would not be surprised, though.
I would not either.
But we're going to find out on Friday.
Oh,
Or
boy.
possibly more today if the thing ends too quickly and we have to lump it onto the end of this and it's a finale.
That's true. Oh,
We
jeez.
could be gearing
I
up
haven't
for
made a
finale.
choice.
That's true. But maybe the choice is like the final thing and it's just like a couple lines after that. But that would be really dumb to be like, there's two different endings, but they're literally one line each.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, there's at least another episode, I think.
I would hope.
She's got big eyebrows.
I was looking at her ears. Like her ears start really low, but that's just an anime thing.
Right, yeah. She all right?
My mouth is too high up.
She going in for a kiss, or did she like bang her head against yours? And now
She's kissing you at the moment. Yeah. She's like half passing out. She's angled that way because she's falling over.
Yeah.
I have love in me, the likes of which you can scarcely imagine, and rage, the likes of which you would not believe. If I cannot satisfy the one, I will indulge the other.